Hello everybody and welcome to the first battle of the new year 2022 here at the Almost Solitaire channel. Just like to thank you all who've been watching the last year and giving me nice feedback and great comments throughout the year, ranging from tactical tips to, rules corrections and just encouragement to continue with this channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. And also welcome any newcomers. Hope you will enjoy the content. Of course, we have a lot of nice things happening this year. We are in the 1st century BC. Lots of things will happen. We will see some, real stars emerge. We have seen already one during the Sartorian Wars that we are doing right now. But of course, we will see Julius Caesar appear, and well, with all that that comes with that, all the battles against the Gauls and all the civil wars featuring Caesar and also one guy that's one of the main persons in these scenarios, Gnaeus Pompeius, or Pompey, who is located in the battle we're going to play today. So again, thank you everybody, and hope you will continue to follow this channel. And please, I love the comments you do, so please continue with that as well. And of course, like the videos. Maybe other guys can find their way here as well. Anyway, let's move on to what we're going to do today. So, well, speaking of a new year, we have a new campaign season coming up in the Sartorian War. If you remember the last battle we had, the Lauron battle was fought in 76 BC. So now we are in 75 BC. It was not 76 BC didn't really end that good for Pompeius. He lost the Battle of Lauron, and Sartorius was pretty much, outclassing him there. So not a good thing. For the campaign year of 75 BC, Pompeius and Metellus, who is the other main guy here in Hispania for the Romans, the last season didn't end that good, but they still thought they had a good, general strategic plan that they're gonna follow again during this year, meaning Pompeius would go, southwards via the eastern coast of Hispania, while Metellus was going more inland and then south, and just grab the territories back to Romans and the cities that has that's are in league with Sartorius at this point. So Pompeius did that. He marched southwards and successfully, and when he reached Valentia, he met the first serious opponents there, and that was the two generals Herennius and Perpenna. Remember those guys from the Lauron battle as well. They were both involved there. But Sartorius is not here, so it's just these two generals meeting Pompeius. And that's because Sartorius actually, he was more inland. The historical background in these notes says that he was dealing with some tribes that has defected. That's probably true. And he also, I think I also read somewhere that he wanted to place his army and himself kind of in between Pompey and Metellus, because he wanted to react to both of these guys if needed. So he was a bit far inland, doing other things while this battle took place in Valentia. Now, the problem for the Sartorians with this battle and with Herennius and Perpenna was that these two guys didn't really agree who was, the main commander. I mean, in Lauron it was not a problem. Sartorius was there, and he was, of course, the supreme commander. But now both these guys, with their own kind of armies, you could say, couldn't really, agree on what to do and who would have overall command and whose commands and plans should they follow. So this was lucky for Pompey, because as both of these armies camped outside of Valentia, he could really concentrate on one army, beating that, without the other Sartorian army helping out, because he was actually attacking Herennius, and Perpenna was really not doing anything to support Herennius. So Herennius was beaten, and Herennius himself was actually killed here. And then the Pompeian army could turn against Perpenna, who saw that it was, he would fight in vain if he would stay here. So he just retreated off the battlefield, and by that Pompeius won the battle, and he took Valentia, and I think he also sacked it, actually. Also, a thing, it's not shown here, but there should be a river here, probably on the upper end of the battlefield. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but I read somewhere that the Sartorian army was deployed a bit cramped between the city of Valentia and that river, so maybe there was also a thing that they couldn't really deploy, maybe a bit tight, than they would like to. Not sure, but that could be also one of the reasons why they lost the battle. Otherwise, the battlefield was really plain, not much terrain to talk about again, except for Valentia itself. So it was set for a kind of a traditional pitched battle, with no obstructions, no hills, no real big hills at least, and no woods or things like that. Yeah, and from what I have read, there's not really that much details about the battle, other than that I already said, that Pompey did attack Herennius, who fought with his part of the army really hard against Pompeius, but he was killed, his army routed, and Perpenna just left the field after that. So that's pretty much the details I know about this battle. I'm not sure if it says anything else here. Of course, there's no, really not. But it said that 10,000 of the rebels or Sartorians were killed during this battle. Probably also a good bunch got imprisoned here. So that's that. And, well, the aftermath of this was, of course, that Sertorius had to do something about it. So he actually rushed towards Pompeius to battle him. And he left another general back to, just check Metellus' army, who was further down south, more to the center of Hispania. And there was actually another battle there between Metellus and this other general whose name I just forgot. No worries. But the important thing is that was another catastrophe for the Sartorians, because Metellus won a crushing victory over there. I think it was a bad move by the Sartorians there to attack. In the first place, they should just have been, checking Metellus, while Sartorius would deal with Pompeius here. And if I remember correctly, the battle was named the Battle of Italica, named after the colony named Italica there, a Roman colony. And I think actually Sartorians lost about 20,000 men in that battle, actually more than that in Valentia. There's no featured battle in the booklets of the Battle of Italica, but we will have more Sartorian war battles coming up. At least one, I know, Sucra. Okay, so that's basically the info for this battle. So let's look at the War Council then. So we have Sartorian army led by Gaius Herennius and Marcus Perpenna. We have Gnaeus Pompeius, Magnum here. Magnus, he's of course the leader of the Roman army. Oh, and the Sartorians will get 4 command cards, the Romans will get 5, and the Romans move first. We'll fight till 6 banners. We have some special rules. The first one is that the 4 hexes of Valentia is impossible terrain. We had the Marius Legions rule in effect for both armies, meaning the legionaries will have the Pila option. You know, they can do ranged combat. 1 die in both cases if they stand or after movement. Then we have maybe the most important rule for this battle, and that's it. That the Sartorian player may only order units in 1 command, either Herennius or Perpennas, for each card you play. And units may not change command. So this means we cannot order with the same card, troops from Herennius' army and Perpenna's army. They need to move separately. So that will hamper them a bit, of course, but we'll see how big effect that is when we come to the battle. So let's look at the battlefield here itself. So here we go. So we have, of course, the Roman army down here. And on the left-hand side, we have Memmius with a medium-heavy cavalry. We have some slingers up on the flank and 2 legionaries here. That's kind of his column. Then we have Pompey or Pompeius himself in the center, along with 4 legionary units of medium-heavy infantry and another slinger there. We also have a right-hand column with Afranius. Maybe you remember him also from the last battle Lauron. He was, I think he was on this flank in that battle as well. And we have 2 legionaries here, a bow unit and a medium-heavy cavalry. So pretty heavy army here. Lots of legionaries and 2 medium-heavy cavalries, 3 leaders. Pretty good, pretty solid, and 3 good skirmish units with a big range. No lighter infantry types, not even auxiliaries in this battle for the Roman side. That's interesting. So a good punch, I think, this army can deliver, though. But they are not as numerous as those guys over there. So let's look at, let's start with Herennius' army. Herennius is there. And he has, let's see, 1, 2, 3 legionaries on his side, 2 auxilia, actually 3 auxilia, probably Hispanian troops. We have 3 skirmishers up front, 2 slinger units and 1 bow unit. So they can start pouring in some fire from turn 1 because they are in range already. And then in the back we have medium-heavy cavalry units. Not sure who those guys are, but I mean, they could be some Hispanic nobles or something, right? Yeah, so that's, well, pretty good. Pretty nice army there, I think. Kind of a mix of everything you need for a column there. Some heavier troops, good skirmishers, and good, 3 of them, that's really good. We had the auxilia, who was, I like the auxilia. I have probably talked about that previously. I like the thing that they have both the pretty good melee strength, but also good in ranged combat. Of course, with the Marian rule, also the legionaries can do the ranged combat right now, but never more than with 1 die, though. Okay, so we have Perpenna up here, and that's kind of actually, it's a smaller one, but a more heavy one with the legionaries, 4 of them. We only have 3 legionaries in Herennius' part. So 4 legionaries and a light cavalry. And you can see I have used blocks from different armies here. I have actually used Imperial Roman blocks for Perpenna's army here, just so there's no mix when we order the units on the Sartorian side, as we cannot mix from these two columns. So that's it. And as said, 6 banners is the goal for today. And let's see how it goes. And we're gonna start with the Romans. So let's see what they have in slot A and B first. We have 3 left. Okay, I have not talked about the tactics actually. Let's do that also when we just check the cards first. Okay, so we have something in each section here. That's interesting. Probably good. I don't know if this light is creating some... Hope you can see the cards. There was some glare, I believe, there because I have a plexi underneath here. Okay, so tactics. I think, well, I think both sides' tactics are a bit like in history. Of course, I mean, Pompey would like to crush his opponent as quick as possible, of course. So he will go in with his column and also Memmius' column here and attack Herennius quick and hard, hopefully. Over here in Afranius, he will just, again, check those guys. He don't want to involve himself in battle, I believe, because he's not as strong as Perpenna is. So he just gonna want to, keep them in, check them so they don't pour in here in the flank of Pompey, I believe. And that's basically the plan. Just gather these 6 banners from this battle. That's the Roman plan. For the Sartorians, I mean, there's no reason for us to advance over here. We are happy to just, we have the skirmish strength on our side as the Sartorian player, so we just wanted to wait here and pour some fire as long as we can, and then hope for the good cards to manage in the battle, I believe here. Perpenna might want to, unlike history, involve himself in the battle as soon as possible. He want probably to fall upon these guys. That would be nice. Or he could, if things starts happening here, he could also move towards the center and attack there. But let's see. Bad thing with that is that if we move more units in the center, our cards on the left-hand side will be useless in their hand. So maybe we should advance towards these guys instead and leave Herennius to his own battle here. If Herennius could gather a few banners here and then Perpenna could get these guys, we could get the 6 banners before the Romans do. So that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. So turn 1 and the Romans start. Let's see what they can play. So that's an A, B, or C. So we're going to reveal the card in slot C as well. That's heavy troops. That's not too funny, because that's only 1 unit, because we don't have any heavies in this battle, nor do the Sartorians actually. So no veterans. I guess the real veterans are with Sartorius himself. If you remember, we have seen some heavy infantry in the Battle of Lauron, but I guess those guys are with Sartorius at this point, so no heavies or veterans here. By the way, that's one thing I forgot to mention actually, which is really, really important, as one also a reason why the Sartorians probably lost this battle. They thought they could beat Pompey because they probably had the numbers for it, right? But maybe they forgot about one important thing, and that's the Pompeian army had much more experienced battle troops. So the legionaries in Pompey's army were much more battle hardened than these guys actually. So you could not just rout them by, flooding them with numbers. So I think that was one of the miscalculations the Sartorian side did in this battle. Just attacking Pompeii, and you know, these guys just didn't break their ranks that easily. Well, okay, let's continue now. Sorry about that. So what do we want to do now? Turn 1. I think one idea is to close the ranks, so we can use any, you know, leader cards, line cards, or other things that needs to be, you know, linked, like a double time or something like that. And also I want to get rid of the heavy troops card pretty early on now, because I don't want to have that in my hand, and especially not in the slot C, which is pretty often used, you know. So I want to get rid of that card. So I'm going to actually play that as the first card for the Romans, just to get rid of it actually. And the only thing I want to do is to link up Pompeius and Mummius here, so we have a nice solid battle line here that will advance hopefully next turn. So that's all. We have not any range towards the Sartorians for Pila, so no combat. Okay, so let's look what the Sartorians have in their slot A and B. We have 2 units center, and we have an inspired center leadership. So everything in the center at the Herennius place there. Yeah, let's see. Let's roll for them. Okay, so that's a C or lowest order count. Let's see. We have 2 on their left over here. That will be the Perpenna thing. Or lowest order count. That would be 2 in the center. So 2 in the center or 2 over here on their left. So we could I think I might start with, well, let's do tempting things. If I take the Perpenna one, the Perpenna option, if we call it that, I can start moving up some of the guys, and I can also send forward my light cavalry to start harassing their folks here. I wonder though, it's a bit dangerous with this bow unit here. Maybe I don't want to have my light cavalry exposed too much. Let's see, where can we end up? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe here, but then we are in fine range of those guys, and I don't really like that. If we go with the Herennius option, I mean, we could start with the slinger attack here on the unsupported guy over here. And what else? We could move up one of the auxilia just to prepare ourselves, or maybe our legionaries there. Yeah, that's a difficult one. I wonder, Of course, I could move up the light cavalry in a place where we can later attack some flanks here with ranged combat. Let's roll for it. I'm gonna roll already turn 1 for the Sartorians. So 1, 2, 3, I will go with the center option. 4 to 6, I'll go with their left-hand side. It's a left-hand side option, so we're gonna play, let's see, 2 units left. Here it is, the slot C card. So I'm just gonna order these 2 guys. The legionaries will just move up to the front, and these guys will place themselves like here somewhere. Then they could go 1, 2, 3, 4 and fire here or here, and they are out of line of sight of those bow units. Let's do that. Okay, so both sides doing some pre-combat deploy or rearrangements, you could say here. These guys just moving up to make the line solid, and these guys preparing for maybe Perpenna's, well, maybe a charge later on. Who knows? Romans, D or E. So we're going to reveal what we have in those slots. We have order mounted. We have 2 mounted units, mediums, but I don't think it's too. I think it's too early for that. And then we have an inspired left leadership. Probably I'll need to play that then. And well, that's not too bad because it's the whole flank here. Only bad thing is I might need to break the line. If I move forward with only this part of the army. But let's do that. Let's start the battle now. So I'm going to order each and every unit here. The skirmishers will stay. These guys will actually step forward now. They can throw their pila. And let's move the cavalry forward 1 so they link up the whole line at least. I know they will break a line command, but it's only a slinger unit anyway over here, so not too bad. Okay, so let's start with the skirmishing here. So the slingers will attack the enemy slingers with 2 dice. They have not moved. We got 1 hit. First blood of this scenario. And then let's take the other slinger against the center slinger of the Sartorians. Another hit actually. Goody goody. And then we have the pila attacks to do. Let's start from here with against that weakened unit, 1 die. And that's a hit. Wow. Maybe Pompeius should just skirmish it out. They are really great ammunition and targeting this time. We have 1 more to do against that bow unit there. No hits though. All right, that's an interesting opening. So, I mean, this is really weakened now and it cannot retreat, you know. So if they don't move away, we could attack it next time with some legionaries and they are for sure dead. If we also could cavalry charge them, it's can be really dangerous for those guys. But that's it. That's it. So that was the left leadership, inspired left leadership card. Good opening there. Opening fire. Okay, Sartorians. Your turn. That's a C, D, or E. So we're going to reveal the whole hand of the Sartorians. We have a move, fire move, we have a counterattack, and we have 4 units left, meaning we can move the whole army over there, or almost whole. The counterattack would be an inspired left leadership, but it will be over here. We don't have any leaders, so I don't want to play that. The move, fire, move then. You know what? That could be a good one for the Sartorians because they have these weakened guys here now. So they could move, fire, and then move off from the front ranks here. So I think that's an excellent card for the Sartorians at this point of time. So let's play that. A move, fire, move it is. So for the first move, these guys will not move at all. I mean, first of all, let's see how many we can do. We can do 4 units. 4 units, but that's actually about what we need. So let's take these guys and also the light cavalry over here. So the only movement I will do is these light cavalry. They're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I wonder who should be the target. Let's see. Let's fire from here first and see what happens. So here comes the first combat round then. Let's see who can cripple those legionaries here. So we start with the slingers over here, 2 dice. No hits. Let's leave those guys activated. We have the bow here. Let's target these guys this time. That's a hit and a flag. They can ignore the flag since they are supported, but we have a first hit on the Romans as well. So, I mean, the skirmishing is going really good on both sides here. I'm gonna continue hammering those guys with some lead and stones. 2 dice against that legionary. And we got another hit. A blue result there. Well, that's not too nice for the Romans. Then we have these guys left, and let's see. Who will be the lucky target? Problem is the range between these 2 armies are so great, so I wonder if there will be anything happening here. So I'm gonna actually try to help out Herenius here. I know I'm doing it historically now because they were kind of don't want to help each other, but this time I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna fire from here to that lone legionary there, or not lone, but the flanking unit, not supported one. But that's a green one, so no hits, and these guys are done. And then we have the movement again, so we're gonna get back. I go here again. The nice thing here is that I can, you know, a center card will also. But you know what? Sorry, we're gonna rewind this one, or we don't need to do anything actually, because I just remember I cannot order units from the 2 different Sartorian columns here in the same time. So that was actually illegal. What is called illegal move, I guess it said. So those guys should not have been, you know, moved at all. Okay, but nothing happened here. That's good. So instead, we could do another unit from here, and we need to do that. So I wonder. No, let's not do that. I'm happy. I'm just gonna keep these guys here. So I hope you followed me there. That was illegal because we cannot order units from both Sartorian factions with the same card. So we're gonna do the second movement since this was a move fire move, and these guys will move to the flank. So will these, and that bow unit there. I think I'm gonna move those away from the center where it will be really heavy. We could be attacked by those legionaries here, I know, but if they go forward, we can strike back with our legionaries further on. Okay, that's it. Okay, sorry about that rule break. But I already forgot about that special rule. That's the bad thing with the special rules with the scenarios. You easily forget them. Remember, I also, from the last battle, the Laron one, I had some problems with those. You remember that ambush thing we had on this flank for the Sartorians? And then we have actually Afranius, who's here, who was in front of them, and I got mixed up how they should retreat at which direction and all that. It was a bit of a mess. Okay, anyway, back to this one, and it's the Romans again. Let's see what they can do. It's a C or lowest order count, and in slot C we have a light troops, and the lowest order count would be 2 units here. I wonder if the order mounted would, I think that's also valid, and that would also be 2, so you could play that. So my 3 options are light troops, 2 units over here, or my mounted units. But the mounted units I don't see why I should activate right now. 2 units here, same thing actually. I don't really see the reason for it. So I think it will need to be the light troops, and I can order 5 of them. So it's 1, 2, and we have that guy over there. I don't know. I'm not too keen on breaking the line here. I'm pretty happy staying here with these guys, just waiting if those guys start moving forward, then we can harass them. But so I'm fine with these 2, and this guy actually needs to move if he wants to fire, and he will sure do that. He will go up there. Okay, time for some fire combat, and we start from here. 2 dice against that bow unit. No hits. Maybe ammo is getting low now. From here I'm gonna actually fire against Herenius himself and his legionaries with 1 die. Can you believe it? They hit. They hit, and this means we also need to check if Herenius falls, as in history. I'm not sure though if he fell by a missile, but at least he didn't do that now. Oops. Like that. Okay, pretty good. That was an important hit, perhaps. That was the light troops. And it's the Sartorians again. That's C or lowest order count. Okay, so let's check slot C then. 2 in the center. And the lowest order count would be 2 in the center also. So we need to play one of the 2 in the center cards. And what can we do with that? Not much. I'm not too keen on moving forward. I have a nice line. We cannot reach anybody with the slingers. And we cannot order those 2 at the same time. That sucks, but I could play 2 in the center and just activate those guys though. Let's do that then. So I use the card from slot C. I order only the light cavalry, and they will now do that move that I did previously. Fire once against those guys with 1 die. And that's a miss. The thing is, over here I can be attacked, but I can always evade, you know. But why I dare to stay here is because these guys cannot fire at me right away with 2 dice. They need to move if they're gonna fire at me. And then it's only 1 die, you know. Okay. Romans. C or lowest order count. Let's see. C is the line command. Interesting. Lowest order count would be 2 units here or the mounted again. Of course, we could attack those guys. Or should we advance with the line command over here now? I have to say I'm really, really tempted. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the line command. So it would be these guys. So we're gonna attack here, since those guys cannot retreat. We're gonna go in here, throw in some pila. How about these guys? Well, let's put them here. They can still fire, but only with 1 die. Then we follow up. Need to move forward with Pompey now. these guys could actually throw the Pila towards those guys. So here's the situation now. Those guys are a bit left back here. Apparently, Mumius didn't get the order to advance. So let's see what we have. Let's start with. Let's start over here on the right-hand flank. We have a one-die attack against that light cavalry that came down to harass. We're gonna answer, but we missed them. We have a slinger unit who could fire, and I'm gonna continue against Herenius himself with one die. Not in no result there. No effect. And then we have these two guys. I start with melee combat here. So yeah, that's 4 dice, and there's no you know what is called evade. So terrible roll. No hits at all. We got the flag, but these guys are actually supported, so they ignore that flag and they can battle back with 2 dice. And can you believe it? They hit. Oh my, that was crazy. That was crazy. So the legionaries, apparently they didn't reach the line. They're just, you know, retreating and firing at the same time. They're doing kind of a foot variant of Parthian shot here. I believe that they're moving backwards and firing, and they actually hit some guys and made some disorder in the ranks of the legionaries there. Anyway, we're gonna also throw our Pila from here, and we have a few targets, and I will actually take that one as a target. I mean the legionary there, but that's a miss. Should have taken the bow unit. Okay. Well, not that good of effect I was hoping for. Really no hits in this this one, but we are closing in. We are closing in. This will be a hard fight. Yeah, this will be a really hard fight. I can see that already. Let's also play the Sartorians before we end this session. That's a CD or E card. Let's take the C1. 3 in the center. We have a counterattack, and we have 4 units left. A counterattack in this case would be a line command. A bit tempting, but if I do that and I choose these guys, then the Romans, I will grant the Romans the first attack on my main line. But the great thing would be that we could actually attack both these with a line command now. But we will get hit really hard by Pompeius' center line if we do that. Of course, we don't need to really advance on all sides. That's true. Maybe we could do a kind of a oblique line here instead with the line command. What else? We could play 4 units left. That would be a lot of units over here. Or 3 units center. Maybe we should do that instead. Yeah, okay. I'll play the 3 unit center with the Sartorians actually. 1. 2. And 3. Let's see how we're gonna place ourselves. I'm gonna move forward here. I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna attack here. And these guys will actually retreat to keep the line. I want to have the line command option still open. If I get one of those cards. But I'm gonna attack here. So we're gonna start with the bow unit. They will fire against these guys. With 1 die. Hope I get a hit. Nope. Then I need to do some attacks here. My plan is to eliminate those guys. But I wonder if I dare to attack with Auxilia first. That's my... That's my main concern. With a bit of luck, we could get the hits on both these guys. That would be nice. I'm actually gonna do that. The Auxilia will attack first. Anyway, so we would need 2 hits. We got 1. Well, probably need to be happy with that. But these guys will battle back since they are standing the ground. And they hit with 1 as well. And then they got the flag. So we take 1 hit. And then we are supported. But I wonder if I want to take the flag anyway. Because then I'm safe from these guys next turn. I'm going to do that. I retreat here. Now, who should we hit with the legionaries? Should we grab the first banner, or should we try to cripple those guys as much as we can? And then we can hunt them down, perhaps with some cavalry or something if they start to retreat, you know. This is looking really good for the Sartorians. I'm really tempted to attack those guys, but I will actually choose those guys. I want to cripple them, and I can, you know, pluck these guys afterwards and get maybe 2 banners. So I'm gonna attack the stronger units, 3 dice, and crap. I hate when this happens. No hits at all. No hits at all. It just backfired. On the other hand, if I would have attacked those guys, I mean the same result, we wouldn't have killed them anyway. Okay, so here comes the Roman battle back. And they are a bit more successful. They got 2 hits and the flag. We can ignore the flag since we are supported, which is lucky for us, but we need to take the 2 hits. And that hurt for the Sartorians. That really crushed their plans here to get 2 nice victory banners during the next turns. We still have this guy in really bad shape, but you know what? Suddenly it doesn't look that good that it did just a moment ago. We're going to replace the card over here, and by that I think we are happy with this session. Pretty good action already, I'd say. Even though majority have been, you know, skirmishing and ranged fire, but we have seen some intense combat happening already with some of the Sartorians breaking the line, attacking the forward marching units here. Maybe the Romans send them forward, you know, just to draw out some units from their Sartorian main line, and they could attack them then. Well, at least for the narrative, that's a nice thing. Okay, and over here, well, not that much happening, of course. We have some harassments happening from Perpenna's light cavalry there, but nothing else really. And no hits yet. So this is going to be exciting to follow, to see how this really develops. As I said, we will see some main clashes over here next session. It could be a 2-session combat, even though we have no victory banners dealt yet, but I have a sense that when we start getting them in the center and over here on the Roman left, things will accelerate in the you know, victory banner count. Okay, that's all. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I, and be back for part 2 of the Battle of Valentia, 75 BC. Bye for now.